welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah and you're watching So Beauty Stuff. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Thin Lizzy foundations. I've talked to a lot of people about Thin Lizzy and it's kind of one of those brands, everyone seems to have heard about it. You know, I see it in just about every store that I go in, but I don't see an awful lot about it on YouTube and social media about, does it really work? So Thin Lizzy were kind enough to send me a couple of their foundations and a concealer and I'm going to try them today. Unfortunately, I had to choose my shades online and I think I may have gone a little bit dark. So the products we're going to be trying today are first the Flawless Complexion Liquid Foundation. It comes with the brush and with the sponge and it sells for $44.99. You can probably see, by the way, I've really butchered these boxes. I'm not very gentle when opening products, clearly. The second foundation is the Mineral Foundation SPF 15. This is $39.95 and this also comes with a free brush as well. And the final product that I'll be trying is the Thin Lizzy Concealer Cream. And so this retails for $29.95. So these are all New Zealand dollars. So what I thought I would do is start off with this foundation. I'd use the brush on one side and the sponge on the other side. And I'll apply the concealer on top of that and we'll just see how the finish is and how the coverage is. And then we'll go on with the mineral foundation. As I said, I think these are going to be slightly off color for my skin. Maybe a little bit too dark, I may be wrong. So this is the foundation, it's pretty standard foundation size. It's got a nice glass bottle which feels really nice in the hands. It's got a little pump lid which I really like. I have already wet the sponge. I wish I'd done it before and after because this has grown a lot. It came packaged very comfortably in this plastic pot and as you can see there's no way it's going back in there now. So it says for best results apply to clean moisturized skin using the precision tip of the blurring sponge. Dot the foundation on your forehead, nose, cheeks and chin. Use the blurring brush, blend the foundation and using circular motions. For extra coverage, use the blurring sponge to dab on areas desired. So I have got clean, moisturized skin, like it says. I'm gonna pump out. Okay, come a little bit closer. So I'm gonna use the tip to dot this around my face. So we'll go in with the sponge first on this side. So as you can see, it seems to be just kind of soaking it in quite a bit. So I don't know really how much coverage I've got with that. So we'll try with the brush now. Okay, so that definitely blended better with the brush. I really like that it's a real big surface area and it's just really easy to smooth around. It's really, really light coverage. So I do think I will go in with another layer. So I'm gonna actually dot it on just on the side I'm blending in case it dries a little bit on the skin, which we don't want. It's going on even easier now. I think maybe I left it a little bit too long last time. So like I said, it is a little bit dark. It is making me look a little bit tanned. But I actually really like the way that blended. I think with the brush, it looks really, really nice. You can kind of see the coverage difference on this side of my forehead. I am not sure about how good the sponge is. Let me try again. I do really like this flat edge actually. It's quite nice. Okay, so it's sitting really nice on my skin. It's not clumpy anywhere. I'm just gonna dot a little bit more on this part of my face where I get a little bit of redness. I'd say that the main difference I'm seeing on the sponge side is it's a little bit more dewy. I think it's really nice, it's really natural. I don't have any problems with it. Obviously, like I said, it's not my shade, so that aside. It's quite a medium coverage. I like it, I think it looks really natural. I'm not particularly a fan of really heavy matte coverage foundations. So this is the concealer cream. Special beeswax formulation keeps it waterproof and on until you remove it. With fingertips, brush or latex sponge, apply gently. Work with one area at a time as it's formulated to set quickly. For heavier coverage, apply it in layers, letting it dry in between each. So I've just applied a little bit on here. Sponge side going straight in with the sponge and see how we go. I like that it warns you that it dries quickly and to use it straight away. Okay, and then on the other side, I'm gonna dot it on with my finger. I'll say it's quite hard to get a small amount of this stuff out. And this isn't a particularly precise brush. It's really soft on my face. I'm not a fan of it on my eyelids. I have very sensitive eyelids and eye area, so I find even the slightest bit of scratch in brushes really irritates my eyes. Again, I think the brush has given it a slightly more matte finish, and the sponge seems to have just left a little bit of that dewiness in there. Like neither side is matte, but it's slightly more mattified on this side. I'm just going to use the sponge on my eyelid because I don't want to get creasing in there. So because this isn't my shade, I'm not going to do a full face of makeup because it doesn't match. But if it did, I'd be really happy with this level of coverage. If you're a really full coverage person, you'd probably want to build this up a little bit more because I can still see a little bit of the redness under my skin, but a little bit of color correction would correct that. I like that it's dewy. I haven't got anything other than moisturizer underneath it, so that's a really nice finish for me. It has really evened out my skin tone. It's not clumpy anywhere, it's not thick, it's not sitting in my pores. So yeah, this is a thumbs up from me. I really like this. Price wise, it's kind of a bit more than you'd expect to pay, I suppose what you'd call the equivalent of drugstore. But it's not as expensive. It's not like up there with the $80 foundation. So it is kind of a medium priced foundation. It's really easily accessible to try on your skin to match. Yeah, I'd say it's a medium coverage, kind of dewy finished foundation. That for me is kind of my perfect kind of foundation. I'm a little bit sad that it's not my color, but I will try and rehome this with someone who it is their color. I'm pleasantly surprised by the tools it came with. I think it's great for applying foundation. It makes it really quick and easy. I like that the concealer tells you to use it fast before it dries up. And this sponge is really, really nice. So I'm gonna take this layer of foundation off, re-moisturize, and come back and do the mineral foundation. Okay, so I've got clean, moisturized skin once again, and moving on to the mineral foundation. So you get a little compact here, which has the foundation, powder foundation in there, and you get this cute little brush, and that's really nice and soft, lovely white bristles, so I'm sure we'll see how dirty this will get. Select a shade that matches your jawline and neck for a natural result. It's probably gonna be a bit dark for me. Using the brush, lightly swipe over the minerals once, tap the brush twice, then rotate and polish all over the face until there is no more minerals left on your brush. Repeat to increase coverage to the desired level. The more you polish, the more minerals will warm up and illuminate your skin. Sounds like this is a really natural finish. On this little pamphlet that comes in there, it says, "So amazing you can swim in it, so pure you can sleep in it." That's quite a claim. They've got some before and after shots here. Hopefully that shows okay on camera. Swipe over once, tap twice, and begin polishing until there is nothing left on the brush. I'm going to focus this more on one side of the face. So it is really powdery, like one swipe does kind of leave lots of fallout in the pan. It's definitely very natural, and it's definitely nice and buildable. And it's really evening out my skin tone. I definitely don't think I would call this full coverage. However, if you do struggle with blending foundation or you want something that looks really natural, this is really nice. The blendability is so good, even to the point where you cannot see a line between the two sides of my face. The areas I'm noticing a difference the most is here on my cheeks. So if you look at the uncovered side, I've got some redness here and you kind of see my pores, whereas here it's really even and it looks really smooth. So while color-wise it's not done an awful lot, it has definitely evened out my skin. That's crazy. And while it does make my skin look a little bit more tanned, it doesn't look a bad match for my skin color. I would happily wear this. It's even evened out some of the color under my eyes. I definitely think that's made a difference. So I will insert a picture so you can just see how it's covering up this redness on my face in case it's not picking up on this camera. I'm really, really impressed. So I will continue with my whole face. So what I thought I would do now is just go in with the concealer to see how that sits on top. Okay, so that's gone on top of the foundation, no problems whatsoever. My thoughts on this foundation are, it's a mineral powder, so you don't have to set it. It's really easy, you don't have to put loads on your skin. It's also still got that really natural dewy finish. My skin still looks like my skin. It's definitely not full coverage. I wouldn't put this on and go, whoa, full coverage, I don't need anything else. Say it's a medium coverage. It has evened out my skin. It has blurred some of my pores. It has evened out the redness. I really, really like this. This is a really nice coverage for me. I would say I'm really disappointed it's not my color, but I actually really don't think you can tell with this one. The other foundation looked very orange on my face next to my skin, but with this one, I almost feel like you can't tell. The concealer sat well on top of it. You know, the powder side of it isn't drying. My skin literally feels like my skin. I feel like it's like an invisible foundation. It's not clogged anywhere. It's not too heavy anywhere. It's really, really nice. Out of the two, this is definitely my favorite, which has surprised me because I use liquid foundations all the time. I really didn't think I'd find myself liking this. And that is also possibly because the liquid is darker than I would normally go, obviously. So it's really hard to make a fair judgment on that. So this is $39.95 for the compact and for the brush. The concealer, I think like most concealers, start small, put less on. It hasn't creased. I don't think it looks too heavy. It doesn't look too dry. I haven't set it yet. This concealer with the mineral foundation is a really, really nice combination. So that's it for my really quick Thin Lizzy foundation and concealer review. Obviously I haven't done any sort of longevity testing, anything like that. This is just to kind of give you an idea of how it applies, how the tools work, and the difference between the cream and the mineral. And I have to say mineral gets my vote this time, which surprises me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You can give this video a thumbs up. And you can even subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my future videos. And hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye!